Shri Ganapati Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram Ekaikamaksharam Pumsam Mahapatakanashanam. Welcome to all for this session on Sri Rama Charitha Manasa. In the last chapters, we saw the arrival of Rama and Lakshmana along with sage Vishwamitra in the town of in the city of Mithila, where Dhanur Yagna was being planned. And even Rama and Lakshmana visited various places in the city and had also seen the location of Dhanur Yagna. And in the morning, when they visited the royal garden to pluck the flowers, Rama also came face to face with Sita, and the love arose in both their hearts. And then they returned back to sage Vishwamitra, who told to both Rama and Lakshmana, "Let us go and see how Sita elects her husband. We are yet to see whom the providence chooses to honor," says so sage Vishwamitra. Lakshmana replied to his words, "He alone deserves glory, my lord, who enjoys your favor." The whole company of hermits rejoiced to hear these apt words, and with a delighted heart they all gave their blessings to Sri Rama. Accompanied by the whole throng of hermits, the gracious Lord then proceeded to visit the arena intended for the Dhanur Yagna. When the inhabitants of the town got the news that the two brothers had reached the arena, they all sallied forth, obvious of their homes and duties. Men and women, young and old, and even children. When Janaka saw that a huge crowd had collected there, he sent for all his trusted servants and said, "Go and see all the people at once and marshal them to their proper seats." Addressing soft and polite words to the citizens, the servants seated them all, both men and women, in their appropriate places, whether noble or middling, humble or low. Meanwhile, there arrived the two princes, the very abodes of beauty, as it were, both ocean of goodness, polished in manners, and gallant heroes, charming of forms, the one dark and other fair. Shining bright in the galaxy of princes, they looked like two full moons in a circle of stars. Everyone looked on the Lord's form according to the conception each had about him. Those who were surprisingly staunch in battle gazed on his form as though he was the heroic sentiment personified. The wicked king stumbled at the sight of the Lord as if he had a most terrible form. The demons who were cunningly disguised as princes beheld the Lord as death in visible form, while the citizens regarded the two brothers as the ornaments of humanity and the delight of their eyes. With joy in their heart, the women saw him according to the attitude of mind each had towards him, as if the erotic sentiment itself had appeared in an utterly incomparable form. The wise saw the Lord in his cosmic form with many faces, hands, feet, eyes, and heads. And how did he appear to Janaka's kinsman? Like one's own beloved relation. Queen, no less than the king, regarded him with unspeakable love like a dear child. The yogis who those ever united with God, he shone forth as no other than the highest truth, blessed, unsullied, equipoised, and resplendent by its very nature. The devotees of Srihari beheld the two brothers as their beloved deity, the fountain of all joy, the emotion of love and joy with which Sita gazed on Sri Rama was ineffable. She felt the emotion in her breast but could not utter it. How then can a poet describe the same? In this way, everyone recorded the Lord of Ayodhya according to the attitude of mind each had towards him. Thus shown in the assembly of kings the two lovely princes of Ayodhya, the one dark and the other fair of form, catching the eyes of the whole universe. Both were embodiments of natural grace. Even millions of cupids were a poor match for them. Their charming faces mocked the autumnal moon, and their lotus like eyes were soul ravishing. Their winning glances captivated the heart of even Cupid. They were so unspeakably endearing, with beautiful cheeks, ears adorned with swinging pendants, a charming chin and lips, and a sweet voice. Their smile ridiculed the moonbeams. With arched eyebrows and a beautiful nose, the sacred mark shone on their broad forehead, and their locks of hair put to shame a swarm of bees. Yellow caps of a rectangular shape, which were embroidered here and there with figures of flower buds, adorned their heads. Their necks, which wide in their spiral form with a conch shell, bore a triple line, which constituted, as it were, the high watermark of beauty in all the three worlds. Their breast was adorned with necklace of pearls found in elephant heads and wreaths of tulsi. With shoulders resembling the lump of a bull, they stood like lions and had mighty long arms. They bore at their back a quiver secured with a yellow cloth wrapped around their waist, and held an arrow in their right hand, while the bow and a charming sacred thread, also of yellow tint, were slung across their left shoulder. In short, the two princes were lovely from head to foot, and were the very embodiments of great charm. Everyone who saw them felt delighted. People gazed at them with unwinking eyes, and their pupils too did not move. King Janaka himself rejoiced to behold the two brothers. Presently he went and clasped the sage's lotus feet, paying him homage. He related to him his story and showed him round the whole arena. Whithersoever the two elegant princes betook themselves, all regarded them with wonder. Every man found Sri Rama facing himself, but none could perceive the great mystery behind it. The sage told the king that arrangements were splendid, and the king was highly satisfied and pleased to hear this. Of all the tears raised seats were right seats, one was beautiful, bright, and capacious above all the rest. The king seated the two brothers along with the sage Vishwamitra there. All the kings were disheartened at the sight of the Lord, just as stars fade away with the rising of the full moon. For they all felt inwardly assured that Rama would undoubtedly break the bow, and even if the huge bow of Shiva proved too strong for him, that Sita would still place the garland of victory round his neck. They therefore said to one another, realizing this, brothers, let us turn homewards. casting to the winds all glory, fame, strength, and pride. While the other princes, who were blinded with ignorance and pride, laughed at this and said, union with the princess is a far cry for Rama, even if he succeeds in breaking the bow. Who then can wed her without breaking it? Should death himself for once come forth against us, even him we would conquer in battle for Sita's sake. At this, other princes, who were pious and sensible and devoted to Srihari, smiled and said, Rama will certainly marry Sita to the discomfiture of these arrogant princes, for who can conquer in battle the valiant sons of Dasharatha? Do not thus brag unnecessarily. Hunger cannot be satiated with imaginary sweets. Listen to this, my most salutary advice. Be inwardly assured that Sita is no other than the mother of the universe, and recognizing the Lord of Raghus as the father of the universe, feast your eyes to their fill on his beauty, fountains of joy and embodiments of all virtues. These two charming brothers have their abode in Shambhu's heart, leaving an ocean of nectar which is so near. Why should you run in pursuit of a mirage and court death? Or else do whatever pleases you individually. We, for our part, have reaped today the fruit of our human birth. So saying, the good king turned to gaze with affection on the picture of incomparable beauty, while in heaven the gods witnessed the spectacle from their aerial cars, and raining down flowers sang in melodious strains. Thus, everyone who are good at heart and having devotion towards Sri Rama felt so happy at his side, while those who are wicked, egoistic, and came with an intention to win over Sita, they all felt bad at the sight of Sri Rama. नमस्ते शारदा देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यादानं च देहि मे बाय
श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपाल भजमन हरण भव भयदारुणं श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपाल भजमन हरण भव भयदारुणं श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम